like the Browns, has released a critical update on John Harbaugh potentially being the next head coach of the team.
I'm not coaching. I want to coach Dart.
Dart nice, bro.
Dart is nice, but James, you got to remember,
You don't
coaching.
think that's a big rebuild over there, though?
Bro, I think coaching Shedeur is risky. The reason I think coaching Shedeur is risky is because you better make sure you handle Shedeur delicately. All eyes are on you. All eyes are on you. So if you coach Shedeur, you better not make one mistake. You coach Jaxson Dart, you can make a couple mistakes. Make a couple mistakes. Coach Cam Ward, make all the mistakes you want. Don't nobody watch Tennessee Titans. Everybody's watching Shedeur. And everybody cares what happens with Shedeur. Everybody cares, are you going to actually nurture Shedeur in a manner that gets the best out of him? Because the whole world is suggesting he's a number one overall pick. Not number one overall pick, a first round overall talent. So if you coach Shedeur, James, that's high expectations. If Cam Ward never becomes a top 15 quarterback, it's all good. Ain't nobody gonna care. Jaxson Dart is the Big Apple. People are going to care. But James, you coach Shedeur, bro, that's risky, bro.
My thing is he's a defensive coach. So they're not going to point the fingers at you anyway. He's a special teams defensive coach. That's going straight to the offensive coordinator. He don't deal with him.
Who's hired him, though?
Stefanski getting so much attention, number one, because the way he talked. Number two, you're offensive-minded coach. When you're an offensive-minded coach, just like Brian Daboll, right? You're offensive-minded coach. If he ain't getting the job done, your team loses, you're going to be fired.
Everybody wants to talk about talent, but nobody wants to talk about pressure. Because talent gets you drafted, but pressure decides your career. Right now, there is a debate shaking football media and locker rooms. If you are a head coach, starting fresh, who do you want to coach? Jaxson Dart, Cam Ward, or Shedeur Sanders? On paper, it sounds like a simple football question. In reality, it is a career-defining decision. One wrong move, and you are fired. One bad season, and your name is trending for all the wrong reasons. This is not just about arm strength or mobility. This is about expectations, spotlight, media heat, and how much room for error you really have.
They just released an article giving us a little insight on the John Harbaugh situation. Now, there has been a host of interviews that has been happening around the league. John Harbaugh is pretty much the coach of the hour.
Before we break this down fully, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel because we break down real football conversations, real locker room politics, and real NFL pressure like nobody else. Now let us talk about why this debate matters so much and why one quarterback comes with way more risk than the others. Let us start with Jaxson Dart. When people talk about Dart, they talk about energy, they talk about spark. They talk about a quarterback who can lift a team even when the system is not perfect. Dart is not just a pocket passer. He can move, he can improvise, he can survive broken plays, and most importantly, he plays fearless football. Coaches love that because when things break down, you still have a chance. If the play call is wrong, Dart can still make something happen. That matters when you are a new coach trying to survive year one.
From the few games that he did play, right, especially the first games he started, it's like he got the whole team involved. Him and Scatterable, get them two together playing again. And the other thing is he can throw the ball with the best of them, and he can scramble. And then the last part is that you can't coach. You can't coach heart, and you can't coach that extra spark. He brings that. So I'm rolling with.
The biggest advantage with Jaxson Dart is freedom. Freedom from expectation. Freedom from national pressure. If Dart struggles early, people will say he is developing. If he throws interceptions, they will say he's learning. If the offense is inconsistent, they will blame the system or the coordinator. Coaches get grace when they coach Dart. That grace is valuable in the NFL, especially for a coach trying to build something without the entire league watching every snap. Cam Ward sits in a strange place in this conversation. Talented, yes. Athletic, yes. Flashes, yes, but undefined. Cam Ward does not come with massive hype or massive pressure. If he becomes great, people will be impressed. If he becomes average, nobody will lose sleep. That is the reality. For a coach, that means safety. Cam Ward allows mistakes. You can experiment. You can change coordinators. You can rebuild slowly. Nobody is counting Super Bowls with Cam Ward in year one. Now we get to Shedeur Sanders. This is where everything changes. Coaching Shedeur is not just coaching a quarterback, it is coaching a headline, it is coaching a brand, it is coaching under a microscope. Every throw is clipped, every interception goes viral, every sideline reaction becomes a debate, and if you were the head coach, every decision you make is questioned immediately. There is no grace period. There is no learning curve allowed.
Let's jump right into it. Your favorite reporter, Mary Kay, dropped some things off today. It stated trading places. Kevin Stefanski got an interview, which I don't even care about Kevin Stefanski. Now, the Browns is scheduled to interview Ravens offensive coordinator Todd Monken for their head coaching vacancy today. He was the latest interview that was dropped today. I don't believe any more was dropped, but this article right here was just released as well, giving us a little update on Kevin Stefanski. I don't think you guys think that. Here we go right here. I mean, on John Harbaugh, my apologies. So this was the interview that happened today. As of right now, they moving rigorously to try to get a head coach.
The league sees Shedeur differently. Fans see Shedeur differently. Media sees Shedeur differently. He is not viewed as a project. He is viewed as a solution. A first-round level quarterback, a potential face of a franchise. That means expectations are instant. If he does not win early, people start asking questions. If the offense struggles, they look at the coaching staff. And if development stalls, the head coach becomes the target. This is why one of the strongest arguments in the debate is risk. Coaching Shedeur is risky because you cannot mess up. You cannot mismanage him. You cannot hide him behind excuses. You cannot afford bad play calling. You cannot afford bad offensive line play. Everything must be right immediately, because if it is not, the narrative turns fast. And in the NFL, narratives get coaches fired.
Yeah,
Speak
you
do
know
what
what
you
I'm
want.
saying?
Speak easy, man.
I'm going with Shedeur.
Shedeur.
I'm going with Shedeur, and the main reason I'm going with Shedeur because Myles Garrett comes with Shedeur. And you're a defensive-minded coach, special teams coach. I'm going over there, get your defense right, get your young quarterback to play, get a good, solid offensive coordinator over there. I'm going Browns.
Some people argue that a defensive-minded coach actually benefits from coaching Shedeur. Why? Because if the offense struggles, the blame goes to the offensive coordinator. The head coach gets protected. That sounds good in theory, but in reality, that protection only lasts so long. If Shedeur is not developing, the head coach still takes heat because you chose him. You attached your future to him. Then there is the team context. Cleveland is brought up heavily in this debate. Strong defense, elite pass rusher, pieces already in place. On the surface, it looks attractive, but dig deeper and it gets messy. Offensive line issues, injuries, contract problems, salary cap pressure, and the Deshaun Watson situation is still looming. That is not a clean environment for a rookie quarterback under a spotlight.
I'm not coaching. I want to coach Dart.
Dart, nice, bro.
Dude, Dart is nice, but James, you got to remember,
You don't
coaching.
think that's a big rebuild over there, though?
Bro, I think coaching Shedeur is risky.
If you walk into Cleveland with Shedeur Sanders, you are walking into chaos with cameras. You are expected to fix everything immediately. You cannot bench him, you cannot sit him behind a veteran for too long, you cannot protect him from pressure, and if he struggles, people will say you failed him. That is a dangerous place for any new head coach. Compare that to Jaxson Dart. If you take Dart and he struggles, you get time. If he misses games due to injury, people understand. If he flashes and fades, people stay patient. You can build slowly, you can install your system, you can grow together. That is why some coaches lean toward Dart, not because he's more talented, but because he is safer. With Shedeur, you need a specific type of coordinator, someone patient, someone structured, someone who understands timing and reads. You cannot plug anyone in. With Dart, you have flexibility. Spread system, RPO, movement-based offense. He adapts. That flexibility makes hiring easier and mistakes less costly.
The reason I think coaching Shedeur is risky is because you better make sure you handle Shedeur delicately. All eyes are on you. All eyes are on you. So if you coach Shedeur, you better not make one mistake. You coach Jaxson Dart, you can make a couple mistakes. Make a couple mistakes. Coach Cam Ward make all the mistakes you want. Don't nobody watch Tennessee Titans. Everybody's watching Shedeur. And everybody cares what happens with Shedeur. Everybody cares, are you going to actually nurture Shedeur in a manner that gets the best out of him? Because the whole world is suggesting he's a #1 overall pick, not #1 overall pick.
Another key point is health. Dart has had injury concerns. That scares teams. But injuries also create excuses. Excuses buy time. Shedeur does not get excuses. If he plays, he is expected to perform every week, no matter what is happening around him. That pressure builds quickly. When the hosts compare all three quarterbacks, they admit something important. None of them are perfect. All had up and down moments, all showed flashes, all made mistakes. The difference is how those mistakes are judged. Dart mistakes are lessons. Ward mistakes are footnotes. Shedeur mistakes are headlines. And that is why some people still choose Shedeur, because when he is special, he looks special. The poise, the confidence, the arm talent, the leadership. When it clicks, it feels different. It feels like you have something real, something franchise-changing. That upside tempts coaches, especially confident ones.
So if you coach Shedeur, James, that's high expectations. If Cam Ward never becomes a top 15 quarterback, it's all good. Ain't nobody gonna care. Jaxson Dart is the Big Apple. People are going to care. But James, you coach Shedeur, Joe, bro. That's risky, bro.
My thing is he's a defensive coach, so they're not gonna point the fingers at you anyway. He's a special teams defensive coach. That's going straight to the offensive coordinator. He don't deal with him. Stefanski getting so much attention, number one, because the way he talked. Number two, you're your offensive-minded coach. When you're an offensive-minded coach, just like Brian Daboll, right? Your offensive-minded coach, if he ain't getting the job done, your team loses, you're going to be fired.
James. But confidence does not eliminate risk. It only convinces you to accept it. Coaching Shedeur is betting your career on being perfect. Coaching Dart is betting on growth. Coaching Ward is betting on stability. Every coach must decide what they value more, safety or ceiling.
Rank these three rookie quarterbacks based on the year you think they're going to have. Cam Ward, Shedeur, Jaxson Dart.
I'm going with Dart.
Let's
I'm going
go,
with Dart.
baby.
I think Dart has the best weapons. I liked him at Ole Miss. The only thing he's missing is consistency, and if he gets that with NFL coaching, I like where Dart could round out.
Cam Ward is going to be a great quarterback, but I think his ceiling is going to be capped at a certain point. I think Shedeur, I've always been high on Shedeur. You've been mad at me because I said a lot of things about Shedeur. I think Shedeur has a legit chance because the fact that he looked like he belonged, at least that shows.
At the end of the day, this debate is not about who is the best quarterback. It is about who is the hardest to coach. And the answer is clear. Shedeur Sanders is the hardest to coach. Not because he lacks ability, but because he carries the weight of expectation everywhere he goes. One mistake with Shedeur feels bigger than 5 mistakes with someone else. One bad season feels like failure. One wrong decision feels unforgivable. That is the reality of the NFL spotlight, and not every coach wants to live under it. So when you hear someone say, I would rather coach Shedeur than Dart or Ward, understand what they are really saying. They are saying they are ready for pressure. They are ready for cameras. They are ready to be judged every Sunday. Because coaching Shedeur is not just football, it is survival.